Hi, hello. Welcome to the episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is October the 9th, 2024. Hopefully this episode finds you well, in good spirits and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. It was a good Wednesday. Dare I say great Wednesday? I don't know. I'm just in a good mood right now. Let's see. Work went by pretty well, pretty fast. Felt pretty good. Let's see here. We had ice cream at work. Hashtag cream team. Hashtag creamer nation. No, I kind of treated myself. I got two things of the cone today, so that was nice. Which was a chocolate vanilla, in a in a cone in a cup. So there you go. Or on a cone. Yeah, it's definitely on a cone in a cup. That's how you should say it. Whatever. But yeah, it was nice, nice little ice cream at work. Let's see here. Then after work, which was nice, I went out and did my my gym shit, which I am, just doing on a daily basis now, which is really nice. And a couple of my coworkers were coming in to start their workout towards like the end of mine, and they just randomly asked me like, "Hey, you want to lift with us?" And I was like, "Yes." It was very cool. I lifted almost double what I normally lift in terms of just like doing free weights. So that was like, I was so surprised. I was like laughing like a crazy person at myself. I was like, I'm going big beluga. It just felt really good. And also this has just been nice. Like I went from like, giving these same people like the head nod at work to like fist bumping them, and now I'm like working out with some of them and stuff, and actually talking. So I'm like, oh, I'm making friends. So it feels good. It's a good vibe. I like it. Let's see. Let's flash back. Let's talk about food corner. We had pasta bolognese with the old red sauce. I had a bagel. I had a bolillo roll and a big salad. All of it hit. All of it was very yummy. I very much enjoyed it. So yeah, I mean, we're all caught up on my Joneses. Like I said, I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good state of mind. I will say, I had to cut out a part of my gym routine that I normally do, and like there is a little bit of me that wants to like go back to the gym after I do this episode. But I think I'm going to actually fight off that urge and just take it in stride. Because like I said, today was a good day, and I don't know. I don't want to be greedy about it. You got to set limits for yourself, for better or worse, I think, right? I don't know. But yeah, no, it was a good day. It's a good vibe. Also, this is just another random aside. Despite the money problems, the car problems, I really noticed that like today I had this like moment of like calm, and that felt really good because I felt like, I don't know. I mean, y'all are with me almost every day. Some of my real ones, some of my newsies. Y'all know the mood swings. So it was just nice to kind of look up and just feel like, yeah, I don't feel like this tumultuous energy inside myself right now, and that feels really good. It feels really nice. So yeah, it's a vibe. But speaking of vibes, let's go ahead and do our startup. Let's get into this thing. Let's talk some news. Let's get to the real shit, the real yap, the real rap, if you will. All right. All right. Yummy. All right. First story from CNN. Afghan national charged with election day terrorist plot in U.S. The Justice Department announced charges Tuesday against an Afghan national who was allegedly plotting a terrorist attack in support of ISIS on election day in the United States. The FBI arrested 27-year-old Nasir Ahmad Twahidi in Oklahoma on Monday after he purchased rifles and ammunition from an undercover law officer. He is facing several charges, including conspiring and attempting to provide material support to ISIS, partnering with an unnamed juvenile. Tahiti planned to liquidate his assets, repatriate his family to Afghanistan, purchase assault rifles and stage a violent attack in the U.S., court documents said. The juvenile has also been arrested, according to court documents. They do not say his name. Let's see. And I didn't go out of my way to look it up. The indictment comes as the Justice Department has publicly and repeatedly said its focus is on protecting the November presidential election from foreign threats. Tahiti's alleged plot, which prosecutors say was aimed at targeting large gatherings of people, was foiled less than a month before voters headed to the polls. Obviously this is a really good thing that they stopped it, that they were on it. This definitely could have been something that was really, really fucked up on the day. So good that, the law enforcement, the powers that be actually were on their job. You know what I mean? The shit didn't fall through the cracks here. Let's see. I'll read a little bit more. According to prosecutors, Tahiti entered the United States in September of 2021 and is currently on parole status pending the adjudication of his immigration proceedings. He lives in Oklahoma City with his wife and child. Over the summer, Tahiti allegedly searched online for how to access Washington, D.C. cameras. That's a crazy fucking thing to enter into your Google search. Which U.S. state does not require relations to get a firearm, and which U.S. states have passed permitless carry gun laws. Shit, man, I wish that this was a thing that, you couldn't Google and get answers for, and I don't mean, I wish Google would censor this. I wish that we're just uniform in our gun laws. You know what I mean? And obviously this is a thing I've kind of been squawking about for a while, and I'm sure I get beef from maybe even my friends or just a random online, diaspora, whatever, who are like, bro, no, we need these guns. We need these guns to stop the people on the day. Real heroes step up. I guess, but I generally feel like we would just be better off if you just had, once again, good uniform gun laws like other countries, and you have less of these situations. Yes, they can still potentially happen, but there's just less of them than they have in the States. I still think even what Tahiti did here was still too close for comfort, right? I don't know, call me crazy, but it is what it is, and I don't want to poo-poo on a good thing that happened in terms of, the FBI getting ahead of this shit and stopping it. But, this isn't the first ISIS conversion story I've covered, and sadly, I'm sure it's not going to be the last. This is a very prolific thing. It doesn't just happen in the U.S., it happens in Europe, it happens all over the world. You know what I mean? It's just an unfortunate thing that, we just kind of have to keep dealing with. Let's see here. Was there anything else I really wanted to pull? It's crazy too, how he was prepping for this whole situation. He was he had a handler that he was talking to online. I'll kind of just read a quote, to sum up how close he was to kind of moving along with his plan. Brother, our house was sold today. We'll receive the money by the 15th of October next month. Read one message from Tahiti that was included in court documents. After that, we will begin our duty. God willing, with the help of God, we will get ready for the election day. Let's see. And then it talks about how he was telling his child about the rewards a martyr receives in the afterlife. Essentially, maybe even prepping his son for this kind of shit, but just telling him, hey, this is what I'm gonna be going for, but you guys are gonna be okay. You're gonna be in a safe place in Afghanistan. I guess that was the overall plan here, the play. But yeah, very scary, situation. But once again, I'm glad that it was foiled. Obviously, you hate to see this kind of shit unfold in any kind of loss of life. So I'm happy to cover it in a light that, in a way, this is good news that they caught it, right? You know what I mean? But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to our next beat. Got a couple of plane stories I wanted to cover. Both are bad. Both are a little bit grim. So hold on to your tuchus. From CNN. Pilot dies aboard Turkish Airlines flight, forcing emergency landing in New York. In New York, New York. A Turkish Airlines jetliner headed from Seattle to Istanbul made an emergency landing in New York on Wednesday after the captain died on board, an airline official said. Pilot, I'm getting this name totally wrong. Pilot Aleshkin Pelevin, 59, lost consciousness at some point after Flight 204 took off from Seattle There's a burp somewhere. Excuse me. Wow. Took off from Seattle on Tuesday night. Turkish Airlines spokesperson Yaya Ustin said in a statement, medical intervention failed to revive the captain, and the co-pilot decided to make an emergency landing. But the captain died before the plane landed, Ustin said. Data from the tracking site FlightAware shows that the Airbus A350 landed at John F. Kennedy International Airport just before 6 a.m. The passengers were also able to get to their destination, so that's good at the end of the day. Obviously, very unfortunate to hear about the pilot dying, but, I mean, this just felt like a fucking movie. You know what I mean? The idea that it's like, damn, pilot's dead. Oh, my gosh. I don't know if, like, the cabin was alerted to that, but, like, you have the situation where the co-pilot's immediately taking over and handling business. So, I mean, obviously, bad news, but good news that this didn't turn into a really grim, worse situation, of course. So, there you go. Take that in stride there. Let's move on, though. I guess you could say a less fortunate situation. I want to say it that way, I guess. From KTLA 5, I will say, though, I do know that this story has made other media outlets. I think I saw NBC was covering it. I think that's actually where I got the picture from. But yeah, plane crashes on Catalina Island, killing all 5 on board. I'm not going to lie to you, I was kind of drawn to the story because Catalina, you know, if you're familiar with Step Brothers, Catalina wine mixer. But yeah, obviously less of a poppin' party, but all 5 people on a small plane that went down on Catalina Island Tuesday night were killed in a crash. Officials confirmed Wednesday. The Avalon Sheriff Station received an SOS emergency notification from a cell phone that had been involved in a collision with possible injuries shortly after 8 p.m., the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department stated. The notification provided authorities with GPS coordinates, allowing the deputies to respond to the location along with firefighters and Avalon search and rescue personnel. Under a unified command, they were able to locate the wreckage of a twin-engine aircraft approximately 1 mile west of Catalina Island Airport, the Sheriff's Department stated. 5 victims, all adults, were located at the crash site and I don't know why I said site strange like that, and pronounced dead at the scene. The Federal Aviation Administration said the plane was a twin-engine Beechcraft 95 that crashed shortly after takeoff with 5 people on board. No details provided or regarding the identities of the victims have been released. The cause of the crash is under investigation. So if I hear any more about this, I will keep you posted. Tends to be, though, a lot of these stories are pretty small. They don't get much coverage, at least, you know, usually where I kind of hear them. But, you know, like I said, if I hear any more, I'll definitely let you know. I was really sad and unfortunate. Man, I don't know. I will say, you could catch me on a small plane. I've never ridden in a small plane. I would never, ever learn how to fly a plane. My friend, I have a friend. I believe it or not, I have friends. Okay, I have a friend. He rides a motorcycle, and I've already told him, like, I think, you know, you're crazy for this. I love you, but I think you're crazy. No, I'm never gonna ride. But I love you. He has told me that he has contemplated flying, and I'm like, brother, please, no, I don't want to lose you. I'm so scared. But I will say, if you're flying in like a Cessna, a little small plane or whatever, the amount of hours you really got to put in, I respect that. I think you're going to be okay in a normal plane. That's kind of like more or less an air car to me. I can respect those odds. But not a helicopter. I've said that before. I will say it to all my friends, all my family. If a helicopter can kill Kobe, it can kill you. All right. And if it's not the helicopter, then it's pilot error. I'm just going to say it might be a skill issue. All right. These things are not super easy, or maybe they're so easy to pilot that sometimes you can make a mistake. I don't know. Okay. But either way, you're not going to catch me in a helicopter. All right. That's just not it. Unless it's an emergency. If you got to air vac me out of here or whatever, ER style, then fine. I'll take the fucking ride, and let's hope I don't go in the helicopter. You know what I mean? But best believe, if I'm balling, you're not going to catch me in a helicopter. You're not going to catch me in an air taxi. I've been hearing more stories about that. We've covered that before. If you know, you know. But, like, you're not catching me in these kind of things. No way. No how. I'm trying to keep it safe. But maybe you could catch me on one of these like beach crafts. But once again, RIP. I'm just trying to add a little levity, get a little anecdotal as we move out of the story, as we get to the ground, take it to nature. That's right, we're gonna take it to nature. I got a bear of a tale to tell ya. But yeah, let's go ahead and do our last break, and we'll get into it. This is one of those stories that like starts off really cute, gets sad and grim and very real, and then goes back to cute. So let's enjoy the ride. Well, let's take our last break first. This is a random aside. Since we're on our break, we can wait a little bit. I've noticed since I've been doing these weights a little bit, especially in my my left hand, I'm getting these calluses in my palms, and I'm just like, my pretty little dainty hands, they're getting so fucked up, and I hate it. And I'm thinking about buying gloves, but I'm very poor, so. And also, I don't know if I'm ready to be that guy who wears gloves at the gym. Also, another thing I'm probably thinking about, not yet because I'm not like on that equipment. I kind of like sectioned off that area at Planet Fitness, but there's like the belt that I see people wear because they're super serious about getting it in the gym. You know, they're lifting shit. They're on the fucking weight machine, like they're benching and shit. I just don't want to do all that, you know. So I don't know. We'll see. But my hands, man, they're getting jacked, and not in like a cool way. You know what I mean? But hey, it's the price you pay. I don't mind. I'm rubbing my calluses right now. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, let's get to the news. I'm in the weeds here, just in my repose. Anyway, from CBS News, Mama Bear beats rival that killed her cub to win Fat Bear contest. First working mom to ever be crowned champion. So yeah, fucking shout out to Mama Grazer. She done been through the wire. She's back. Okay. 2-time. You're talking to the real 2-time. Fuck the old 2-time. That motherfucker certified. Whatever. Anyway, fuck that. We got a real champ here. All right? Let's get into it. In a storyline better befitting a melodrama than a popularity vote, more like this shit becomes the Hunger Games, but we'll get into it. Grazer won her second Fat Bear contest. First off, love that. I love a Fat Bear contest. Let me sign up, okay? Let me be in this. Like, can we make this for the homies, bro? Because I think I could get the votes. I think I got the charm. I think I got the mystique. I definitely have the belly, okay? All right? I definitely got that body for it, all right? But anyway, Grazer beat Chunk by more than 40,000 votes cast by fans watching live cameras of Alaska's Katmai National Park and Reserve. I think this is a very cute challenge. It takes a very dark twist that we're going to get into, but I just find this to be very adorable. This seems like better than like 1,000 American Idols. So hell yeah. But the way it works, fans cast votes online for their favorite chunky competitor in a tournament-style brackets that begins with 12 bears. They pick the bear they believe best exemplifies winter preparedness by the fat they have accumulated over the summer, feeding on sockeye salmon that return to Brooks River. In a social media post, the competition congratulated Grazer for being the first working mom to ever be crowned champion. Also, beautiful coat on this bear. Love this bear. We're with you, Grazer. We're rocking with you. The bears often perch on the top of falls in the river, grabbing leaping salmon out of the air as the fish attempt to hurdle the waterfall to spawn upstream. Now, I don't know if you've ever watched like a Nat Geo documentary or what have you. Please YouTube this if you haven't. It is so majestic. It is so majestic to watch a bear literally fish with their bare paws. And they're just they're so sick with it, dude. I love watching them work. It's so amazing. But this is where the story takes the turn. This is where Grazer's cub died after it slipped over the waterfall and was killed by Chunk. Chunk, what are you doing? Perhaps the most dominant brown bear on the river. Grazer fought Chunk in an effort to save the cub, but it later died. The death was captured on live cameras. So I had heard about this part, okay? And I was like, damn, this sucks. This is really sad. This feels like the goddamn Hunger Games. Why are we doing this? Why is this happening? And then they add that another death was captured by the live cameras just last week, delaying the release of the tournament bracket for a day. Bear 402, a female bear that was supposed to be a contestant in this year's contest, was killed by a male brown bear the day the brackets were expected to be released. So I'm like, what the hell is happening? This isn't cute at all, actually. What are we doing? Is this just like a common thing? I don't think so. But at the same time, I actually will read this quote because I think, Matt Johnson, the person, I guess he works at the national park, he says this. National parks like Katmai protect not only the wonders of nature, but also the harsh realities. Fair, true, based. This is why you're not going to catch me in tent just roughing it and shit, because I don't want to feel the harsh realities of nature at the end of the day, okay? And for me, it's not just getting mauled to death, it's sleeping on flat ground and like having to like, I don't know, shit in the woods. Like that is maybe a fate worse than death for me. I don't know. I don't want to really experience it. Put me in a cabin at the very least, okay? God damn it. But that being said, Grazer, she persevered. She made it happen. She also has another surviving cub. Her other surviving cub from her third litter placed second 2 weeks ago in the Fat Bear Junior contest. They have a junior contest. That's so cute. So yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Chunk is a monster, but also Chunk is I gotta say it. I gotta respect. It's an amazing predator. Fucked up what you did to Grazer's cub. You definitely deserve to lose. And as Chunk did, Chunk got 30,468 votes, but Grazer earned 71,248 votes. So, I mean, dusted. Just completely dumpstered, Chunk. Done. Over. It's Jover. But that being said, I do want to give Chunk his due. You know what I mean? You're cruising through winter, for sure. And then you're going to come out, you're going to shit out all those rocks and twigs and shit that you had to eat for your hibernation. You're going to come out swanging that thing. So, all's well that ends well, I guess. Obviously RIP to that cub. But once again, dubs up for Grazer. We'd love to see it. 2-time. The real 2-time. Nature's 2-time. All right, that's it. That's really where I wanted to leave it. Let's see. If you'd like to help out, support the effort, I do have a Patreon. Patreon.com/Isaiah News. Become a newsie today. I do shout you out at the top of the episode, at the top of the month, at least. Let's see. You can also just be a silent donator. You know what I mean? In the day, it's just a little tip jar. You can see some of my old little practice episodes. It's kind of funny just being anecdotal here. I think the last one I did was when I started talking about the Diddy shit. I didn't feel ready back then when I first started seeing this shit, and I was like, I'm about to have to talk about some serious fucking shit, right? So those are like kind of practice. Do they sound much better or worse than the episodes I do now? No, not really. I haven't grown. Sadly, I still suck at this shit. Still very amateur hour over here. But, if you want to look at them, go through them, there's at least one personal note that I do leave there. But anyway, don't worry about that. That's for the newsies. That's for the real ones. If you want to go through the archives, they're there. Let's see. Free ways to hit me up, IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. Feel free to follow me or the podcast, any of the socials that you're on, whether it is Mark Zuckerberg's app, whether it is Elon Musk's app. I'm there. I'm duking it out in the marketplace of ideas. Psych, I'm just sharing shitty memes. That's usually what I'm doing. But yeah, you can find me there. You can find the podcast there. You can say what's up. If you have a YouTube account and you're on YouTube, why don't you hit that subscription button? That's a free way to help. It doesn't give you newsy status, but it's damn near. You know what I mean? It's super important, it helps. So hit that button, hit that like button on the episode, leave a cool comment. I love a cool comment. They're few and far between, but I love to see them. You know what I mean? They really make my heart smile. If you want to do that today, you can do that, dude. Or do that. I don't know, whatever you prefer. Let's see. That's really it. If you have a Spotify, you can do that there too. Amazon, whatever. I'm on a lot of platforms. I see you TikTok. I see you TikTokers. Hey, what's up? I'm doing a dab right now. That's not relevant, but whatever. That's it. Hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.